We are on Battle Ridge, and we are looking north. You can see the National Cemetery, Cemetery Ridge, with the Visitor Center back here. And you can see Last Stand Hill off in the distance, end of the ridge. And we have a warrior marker here. This is for Bear with Horns. He was killed either during the Keogh episode or killed during the Custer Hill, Last Stand Hill episode. And we're going to move down north, down Battle Ridge, and show you some more markers. Now, as we left off in the Keogh sector, most men fled by running on the eastern side of the ridge, but there were some men that actually decided to cross or crest the ridge and come onto the western side of the ridge. And the reason they were doing this is men, when they're retreating, will usually run to safety, real or perceived. And they were crossing the ridge and coming down on this side because there was safety and it was real, and it was located right down here in the South Skirmish Line Deep Ravine Basin. It will be discussed a little bit later in the next couple episodes, but Company F and the headquarters staff are actually down here in reserve. Company E is up on Cemetery Ridge in a skirmish line. So there are stable units on the western side of the ridge, and that is why men are fleeing over the ridge, going towards the soldiers that are stable. As you can see, we have a soldier here that was killed when he crested the ridge. And now we're going to move down into the middle of the battlefield. There aren't many markers down here in the middle. In fact, there's only one soldier marker down here, and he's down by Calhoun Coulee. And as we move further down, we will be able to see more markers off to the north. Get down this trail a little bit further and you will be able to see this. Okay, we are almost there. Last Stand Hill is in the distance. And if we stop real quick and take a look around, look to the east, you can see the car up there. Battle Ridge, pretty high. So once you crest over it, you're coming down. And the soldier marker was up there. As we move around, there's a soldier marker up on the ridge. And we have another one down here in the middle. There's a marker behind the bush there. And as you look north towards Last Stand Hill, there are 4 markers right in there in a cluster. So several men did move over and were killed as they attempted to flee towards the units that were down here, companies E and F and the headquarters staff. As you look to the west, you can see the little Bighorn River back here, and you can actually see the South Skirmish Line, and you see some of the markers right here. And we have Deep Ravine. It comes out and makes a right turn and skirts along Greasy Grass Ridge. And this is Greasy Grass Ridge here, the real long prominent ridge. Now the reason we're down here in the middle area is there are 2 warrior markers. And the first one is for Noisy Walking. And his role in the battle will become prominent later on. He will be instrumental in attacking Company E up here on Cemetery Ridge during that episode. He will fight in Cemetery Ridge. He will also fight in Deep Ravine, which is back here behind us. He will be shot, mortally wounded, actually die in this area. They placed his marker here. The reason they placed his marker here is because there is another marker to the north, as you can see. And this is a prominent one here. This marker is for Chief Lame White Man, the Southern Cheyenne. And as you recall, he was instrumental in leading the counterattack from Greasy Grass Ridge back here against Company C in Calhoun Coulee. And his attack started the rout, and the companies, one by one like dominoes, began to fall. Lame White Man followed the soldiers' retreat, just like all the other warriors. And at some point in the episodes, Calhoun Coulee, Calhoun Ridge, Calhoun Hill, and the Keogh episode, Lame White Man was shot in the chest by a soldier. He moved back across the ridge, came down here on the western side, and he collapsed and died here. Now, to add insult to injury, Lame White Man had come into battle really quickly, and he didn't prepare himself, so he didn't braid his hair or anything. A Lakota warrior in this area actually saw the body, mistook it for an Indian scout, a U.S. Army scout, and scalped the Lame White Man. So very unfortunate for the chief. Somebody that was so prominent, played a prominent role in the victory here. Really interesting point to make here. You have the Lame White Man marker. Right behind it is his rock carom. Just like at the southern part of Reno Hill, the Indian markers down there, you saw rock caroms earlier and stakes by the NPS. You can see there's a rock carom here placed by the family for this Indian. Family members usually placed rock caroms for their fallen kin, and that's what is going on here. We have the NPS placing the marker near the rock carom. I also want to stress and point out that when you are on the trail, as I am here, people are permitted down here, do not ever mess with the rock caroms. Do not collect souvenirs. Try to deface the property in any way. Don't forget that these are kill sites. They're not grave sites, but they are kill sites, and so try to be respectful and do not disturb anything. If you do find something, inform Park Service Rangers, personnel, and the NPS, and just leave the items where you find them. The NPS will come out and collect the artifacts or whatever you might have found. So just please be respectful when coming out here. It is against the law to take artifacts or to deface any property on the NPS. And we're moving back up towards Battle Ridge now, and this is pretty much the end of this segment. So we will turn to the north here and take a look at the northern sectors, because they're going to become prominent here very shortly. Cemetery Ridge and Last Stand Hill.